So my wife and I woke up mad at each other the other day. And I wasn't going to be the first to say I'm sorry. There's no way. In fact, she said, you need to ask for forgiveness. And I said, in your dreams. Well, that's exactly what had happened. We woke up mad at each other because we had done something to the other person in our dreams. In fact, both of us had done something. I had been mad at her because she had done something in my dream, and she got mad at me because I had done something in her dream. And there was no way I was going to apologize first. Well, isn't that the way that it is often? It may not be in our dreams, but we get mad at each other. And then we don't want to be the one that makes the first step forward because we want what we want, which is exactly what we talked about yesterday. We have a hard time not getting our way. Why? Because oftentimes we become friends with the world rather than friends with God. And that's what happens. In fact, James tells us that we don't get what we want because we ask out of our own selfish ambition. And the reason we ask out of our own selfish ambition is because more often than not, we look at what the world has and we want that rather than looking at what God has and go after that. Because what does God give to each and every one of us? He gives what we ask if we ask according to His will. But we don't ask because we ask, or we don't get because we ask according to our will. And yet the beautiful thing about God, He gives more grace. As we become friends with the world, we become enemies of God. And yet God extends His grace even more. And He says this, He opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. See, that's the answer. As we talked about yesterday, what's the answer to solving our problems with quarrels? Don't be friends with the world. Be friends with God. And humble ourselves because God gives grace to the humble. And so this weekend, let's think about that. How can we humble ourselves? Because then there's a promise that God gives each and every one of us, that we will reap a reward of righteousness if we humble ourselves as He gives us grace. Well, hey, tomorrow's Sunday. Find a church, a local church. If you don't have one, I'd love to point you towards one. But if you do, join them and have a great day. And then I'll see you back here on Monday.